MLB trade deadline is less than a week away, so me and James are going to give you our 10 bold predictions for the 2026 MLB trade deadline. James has got a list of a bunch. I've got a list of a bunch. It's going to be more than 10, honestly. I can't imagine that we have the exact same ones. Before we get going into the video, though, guys, make sure you are subscribed. We're trying to get to 30K before the trade deadline. Most of you watching aren't subscribed, so click that sub button to join up and make sure you don't miss out on the content. And if you want to listen to us, we do have a podcast version of this as well. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, link in the description to the podcast, or you could just search the Windup. Pretty simple. Without further ado, James, let's get going into some bold predictions. The floor is yours. I'm going to let you take the first one.
But first, we wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek. The MLB season's heating up, pennant races are about to begin, and you guys are going to want to go to some games. So use our code WINDUP10 for 10% off MLB ticket purchases. What's also great is that SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which means that your tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled after purchase. We also love the SeatGeek Seat Score. It's our favorite feature that SeatGeek offers, which rates tickets on a scale of 1 to 10, so you can know if you're getting a good deal or not. So when you're searching for tickets, if you see a number closer to 10 or a green dot on the map, that means it's a good deal. Probably a good idea to buy those tickets. But if you see a deal score closer to 1 or a red dot on the map, maybe it's not the best value. You should keep searching around. So once again, we have the hookup for you guys over here in the Windup. Use our code WINDUP10 for 10% off your next MLB ticket purchase at SeatGeek. Go down there and click the link in our description right now. Download the SeatGeek app and use our code WINDUP10 for 10% off your next MLB ticket purchase on SeatGeek. Thank you, SeatGeek, so much for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the baseball. I get to go first? Okay. Which one's my favorite? This one's kind of like anticlimactic, so I think I'm going to save it, but it's one of my favorites. But this one's going to be fun. I think the Tampa Bay Rays acquire something like 5 new players for a 26-man roster.
I like it. I considered one of my bold predictions being Tarik Skubal to the Rays, but I don't actually think that's bold. I think there's a really weird good chance that the Rays are very, very in on Skubal, even with the money that could be attached to them. We've seen that the Rays at the deadline have been going after some big names over the last few years. So, yeah, I love it. I mean, you look at that team, they could use a new shortstop, a new second baseman, almost all new outfielders. There's a lot of places. A catcher. And that's just the offense. They could always get more bullpen arms. They definitely need some starting rotation help. It's kind of crazy how different this Rays team could look. They're in such a spot right now where if they really do want to go for it, they can jump ahead of everybody and just be the best roster in the American League very easily.
Especially with everything the Yankees are going through right now and the fact that their deadline outlook, I think, is a little bit more murky. No one else in the American League is really distinguishing themselves. I see the Rays getting probably 3 bats, a second baseman, a center, an outfielder, and a catcher, 1 starter, 1 reliever, and that's just completely redefine your entire roster, raise your floor, raise your ceiling, and just full steam ahead with the lead that you have.
No, I absolutely love that. I think the Rays are going to be one of the most aggressive teams without a doubt. In terms of the buyers are going to be the most aggressive. I think for the sellers, if you guys have seen any of Jeff Passan's content that's come out, he thinks that the Mets over-underline right now on them making moves or players traded is going to be 5.5, and he's and I think they're going to smash it. They're going to trade. I mean, you could think of all the pitchers that they have already, but the Rays are the opposite, where they could just bring in new players, and I can't wait to see how good that team will be when Cedric Mullins isn't playing every single day in center field.
And hitting 4th.
Yeah, which is, it's actually crazy how good they're playing considering the state of their roster.
Just because they got 3 guys and 4 pitchers carrying the whole thing. But that's my number 1. What's yours?
I think that Tarik Skubal, a dark horse team that I haven't heard anybody talking about, but I could see just doing something crazy. You ever think the Rangers would consider trading for Tarik Skubal? They're in a position right now where in the American League West, it's still very much up for grabs. And even though they've gotten some decent pitching and maybe not their biggest of issues starting pitching, Cal Quantrill being your 5 right now is a problem. That is definitely an issue. Why not go for the home run? We've seen the Rangers be very, very aggressive before. And I think in terms of a prospect package, like a Caden Scarborough and maybe somebody else, could be very enticing for the Tigers. The problem is going to be that other teams like the Dodgers and the Rays and the Brewers can just beat them. But if there's a world where the Tigers want maybe a different kind of prospect than what is being offered from these other orgs, I think there's a world where the Rangers could get in there, but it would be completely gutting their system, which isn't the smartest idea, but they've done it before.
Yeah, gutting their system and the fact that the money is going to be a big deal, like Tarik Skubal being a $10-ish million rental. Yeah. The Rangers have been super reluctant to take on money. I do have something in the same universe with the Rangers here coming up. I just think that they would have to be willing to, like you said, gut their system and take on more money than they've taken on like in multiple off seasons here.
Yeah, especially when they've been shedding. But they're just in such limbo right now. Like, be a front runner. Try something.
All right, so I'll try mine now because it's topical, and this is a combine for we're just running it back right now, the 2023 World Series. I think the Rangers and the Diamondbacks both get extremely aggressive this deadline. At the same time, both those teams, it's been reported, I don't remember if it was Passan or Rosenthal today, that both teams are reluctant to take on a lot of money, and both
that got
teams
reported today. I missed that. Okay.
yeah, and both teams definitely don't have super enviable minor league systems, but they're just two teams right now who found themselves in it. And like you said, those are two front offices who have been there for a little while now and have actually the Rangers fired their executive like 2 years ago. But
Chris Young's still the guy there, so
it's groups that have been aggressive in the past, groups that have had recent success, and these playoff systems, these playoff opportunities are fleeting, and especially for a team like the Rangers. Like right now, you have a healthy Jacob deGrom and you have a healthy Nathan Eovaldi, and you actually have an on-the-mend. Oh, is Jordan Montgomery still there anymore? No, Montgomery's
gone, I believe.
What team's he on right now? Because he's actually making rehab appearances right now.
Why do I feel like it's the Brewers?
Actually, it might be the Brewers.
Does that feel right?
I saw him making the rehab. Oh. No, it's Rangers. He's on the Rangers.
He's on the Rangers again?
That's what I'm saying. He's on the Rangers again. Like, I don't know what we're going to see for Jordan Montgomery after all these years, but like, just again, Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi are healthy. You got to just pray Corey Seager wants to come back and play at some point this season. Wyatt Langford's healthy and producing. Like,
he's looking so good.
You have the bones right now of a team that, as we keep saying, a wide open American League. If you just start flipping whatever you got, and again, they probably do not want to trade Sebastian Walcott. I don't think they want to trade Kane Scarborough, but I guess for a monster deal, they could be persuaded to do such.
Yeah, none of these trades do I think are the best or right decision. These are bold predictions. We're trying to get out there and find something crazy.
And it's the same thing with the Diamondbacks, who I think have won like 7 out of 9 coming into play on Tuesday when we're recording this. The National League wildcard, again, like none of those third teams are distinguishing themselves in any way. They're raking right now. I don't know what's going on with Ketel Marte, but I'm sure he'll be fine in a week because this happens like
He's very moody.
Every single season. And a lot of their injured guys are going to come back. Like Burns is coming back this year. I just don't know if he's going to build up to being a full starter. Justin Martinez should be back soon. I think they're expecting him to be very productive.
What about Puck?
We'll see with AJ Puck.
Okay.
Who knows there? But I think also will be for the Diamondbacks more so than the Rangers, trying to acquire guys who could be here next year as well, which there are a few of those guys on the market. I love Luis Garcia for them. I've been floating that one. I think that's one that could be a lot of fun. Or they just stack up on rental relievers. Like there's a lot of avenues for these teams who have kind of surprisingly strengthened their playoff hold to just jam it and go all in.
Well, one of the bold predictions that I have is I actually think we're going to see a lot of contending teams trade with each other, similarly to like how the Red Sox and the Nationals just made a trade of need for need. Nationals need pitching. Red Sox want a right-handed bat. Like I could even see a world where the Diamondbacks or you meant like the Pirates, like just trading off of guys that are definitely good and on the roster, but not necessarily the biggest need. They almost have like an abundance of those guys and going and addressing a need that they have. Like even, I know we talk about the Mitch Keller contract being crazy, but even crazier, like maybe this is when the Pirates consider trading O'Neal Cruz, really cashing in on the value because he's looked so good, and you go and get something that is going to help you even more down the line than O'Neal Cruz is, who is fantastic this year, but the injuries, along with just the inconsistencies of how he is as a player, maybe it's time. Like I'm not saying that they should, but I think that that's going to be one of my bold predictions just as a league. Contenders are going to be making a lot of trades with contenders this year. Need for need, a lot of handshake. What do you call it every single time? Square ass deal?
Square ass deals.
Square ass deals. I think we're going to see like this is going to be the deadline of square ass deals.
I love the Brewers and the Astros lining up for a square ass deal just because the Astros could use a pitcher with control and the Brewers could use a bopper.
Mariners, Padres, they love trading with each other.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Mariners just need a psychopath in that locker room. But I do think that's going to be something that happens because, and like Passan and Rosenthal both been harping on this point. Like the smaller market teams are just so much more unwilling to trade prospects these days. And last year, like seeing Leo DeVries get moved, like I just don't think we see any of the top like 30 prospects get moved. And
that was going to be another one of my bold predictions is that there's no prospect in the top 50 that gets traded.
And that's where I'm going to go for my next one too, because I think AJ Preller's having a difficult time right now realizing that no one else in the league is AJ Preller.
Yes.
So I think that it's going to come to a point where the Padres are not going to trade Mason Miller. I think it's been a hot topic. I just think that he's not going to get what he wants. I think he wants to get something like what they got back for Juan Soto, or what they traded away for Mason Miller last year, and it's just not going to exist. And he's going to be kind of disappointed with the offers out there, and it won't happen. And then, but the flip side of that, similar to what we're talking about, I think they wind up trading Adrian Morejon for some kind of starting pitcher or position player relief. Again, a need-for-need trade with another contender, the Braves, to get one of those young controllable starters, but who doesn't have super high upside because Morejon's a rental. The Yankees in a similar boat, just to get something that can help their roster this year, but also keep Miller for the next few years.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that AJ Preller, I don't want to say he's like been neutered, because I don't think that's the case, but I do think that he doesn't get to just do anything he wants at any moment like he did with the previous ownership. Because, like, trading for Mason Miller last year while he's an unbelievable player, I think we know that was way too much for a reliever. If you ever moved him to a starting pitcher, it makes more sense, but you probably can't, because his arm probably can't handle it. It was a very short-sighted trade, and I think now AJ Preller, like you said, is kind of like, oh shit, nobody else is going to do the things that I do. What can I actually get back that would not make this a disaster trade?
It's not even short-sighted. It's just like doubling down. Like AJ Preller's sitting at the casino and he's playing blackjack, and he just keeps doubling on 7s and 8s every single time.
He gets the markers. They're like, you're 50K down. He's like, all right, give me another 50K, and I'm going to bet it to try and win that 50K back.
Like, that's just who he is and what he's done. I don't know if the only way they could recoup and like kind of save them for the long haul is trading Mason Miller, whether that be to get the actual talent back or to package him with Xander Bogaerts, which I'm weirdly starting to think the Yankees actually mildly consider, but I don't really know about that. So I'll do my next one right now.
Yeah, go for it. I've got some crazy ones coming.
I think the Yankees have a very quiet deadline.
Ooh.
I think that right now the state of the Yankees system is kind of Lombard on top, I think they want them to be helping their major league team within like the hour if the PPI rules didn't exist. But I think they probably wait till the 14th for that. After him, Dax Kilby is like their only position player prospect that's not in the DSL that has any kind of intrigue whatsoever. So
and he's even calmed down a bit this year from what the hype was going into this year.
He is, but I still think people are into the bat.
For sure.
I think he's still a top 100 guy, a future 50 value. Yes. But I think they'll be reluctant to trade again, like the only real bat first guy in their system. And I think they would love to make some kind of move and see if they can finagle with, Volpe, Spencer Jones, or Jason Dominguez. But now with the state of their outfield, the recent Cody Bellinger injury, and bad news about Judge, Dominguez and Spencer Jones have to be playing in the major
unless
leagues
you trade
right
for
now.
Tyrone Taylor.
And that's what I'm saying. So I do think the Yankees deadline looks more like Tyrone Taylor's or Jake McCarthy's and a couple relievers to shore up the edges.
That'd be sick.
But I still think at the same time, when all these guys get healthy, they're by far the best team in the American League. But I think that right now, the way their system is top heavy and the way that maybe some teams don't love their controllable starting pitchers because a lot of these guys have holes, I just think that they wind up kind of staying a little bit more put and with the weak American League, kind of trusting their team, get healthy, and still think they can go on a run with their guys.
Yeah, see, I almost think that the Yankees go nuclear.
Bold.
Like, how much not winning are we going to allow the Yankees to actually do? How much not winning are they going to let Brian Cashman get away with? At some point, he's got to win. It's been 15 years since they won a World Series. He's got to win one at some point. Like, is he ever going to push in the chips? Is he?
I actually don't. I think the exact opposite. I think Brian Cashman's best friend since he was a teenager runs the organization.
No,
I think he'll never go anywhere.
I understand. Like, I'm totally with you. He's not going anywhere. But, like, at some point, are the Yankees going to just, like, be kind of like, I guess I can't really say like losers because they're not, but like also at the same time that they seem pretty content with being in the conversation to maybe be the best team in the American League.
I think they can just sell. I think it happens every single year. The Yankees' process is pristine, and I think that right now, like when you head into the second half of the season, you're like, we have the best roster on paper. Again, it would be a bad look, especially if they fell to another division rival.
Sick.
Because like I am starting to really convince myself that the Red Sox can go to the World Series.
My Sox.
Which I kind of the way you backed into this is insane, but. Like, they're nice right now, and they're a team that was just super aggressive over the weekend. I think they'll continue to be highly aggressive. That's not even worth a bold prediction, but that's why.
I almost had it because I think the Red Sox are probably also going to go nuclear, and I think that if you're someone who's not going to impact the major league team right now, I think you have a 50-50 chance of being absolutely gone from this roster.
And Breslow kind of is becoming a bit like
AJ
the most Preller-ish because he's doing something that I think most executives don't do. Where I think a lot of these guys, and I think we can sometimes tend to do this as fans, content creators, analysts, like work in a vacuum. Like we talked about this on Mets Up about the Conley early Curtis Mead trade. I was like, for most absolute blanket organizations, you consider the player for player swap. It's kind of dumb, but the Red Sox are like, there's a chance that by this time next year, Conley Early's like their SP9.
Yeah, like with Anthony Ianson and all these guys. Yeah,
Anthony Ianson, Kyson Witherspoon, all of the guys who are injured getting healthy. Even like if Johan Oviedo like snaps into form, like with everything else they have. So it's like if this player is less valuable to us, we're more willing to trade him. Curtis Mead, a right-handed pull bat, more valuable to us than the other guys. Like they're willing to kind of play their own game rather than the general game, which
is kind of what the Rays have done always.
In a way, but I think the Rays also still play close to the vest because they have such little margin for error with their money and all this shit. But I can't even put that on here because I think the Red Sox will just try to trade any pitcher that's not bolted to the ground right now and do whatever they can get back.
Except Peyton Pulley, I think.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like the minor league guys and like Jarren Duran for a bag of balls, like just improve. But they're also not going to be able to get a shortstop because I don't really see a shortstop available.
All right, let me give you a really out there one.
Okay.
Right-handed bats are really, really valuable right now, right?
Oh, do we have the same one?
I think the Dodgers trade Teoscar Hernandez.
Okay.
I think Teoscar Hernandez is on the move. The fact that they have so many good young outfielders, and it feels like there's just guys are knocking on the door. I think if you can move off of Teoscar Hernandez, again, contender swap here. Teams need right-handed power bats. At the absolute worst, he's a DH. I think we're going to see the Dodgers trade Teoscar Hernandez for something.
Have you looked through the Dodgers? Everyone talks about their AA outfield. You see how funny their AAA outfield is?
Yeah, it's loaded.
It's
like Mike Sirota is probably just better than Teoscar Hernandez is right now.
There's a good chance, and but the way for the Dodgers to get off that contract, which is sneaky,
he's
awful.
I think he's a free agent at the end of the year. I think that's why I put it on here.
I think he re-upped. I think he has 2 more left.
Okay, that would completely change it. And you want to know what it is? I looked at Fangraphs for this one too. So Fangraphs might not have the contract right.
He's under contract again for next year, and then he has a club option that has a $6.5 million buyout for 2028.
Okay, so I did not know he was under contract for next year. That does change things. I now need before I yell at Fangraphs real quick. Hold on, let me check because the way that they write it might be. Yeah, that's annoying to me. Okay, got it.
Yeah, because when they say free agent 2028, that means he's on the 2027 roster or 2027 free agencies because the free agency starts in November.
That's annoying. And Baseball Reference does it.
Do they?
Yeah, Baseball Reference does. So like 2026, if you're a free agent in 2020 for the 2027 offseason, they put 2027. Fangraphs will say you're under contract until in the same year, whatever it is.
But before last season, Teoscar re-upped for 3.
Now, can I interest you in a crazy trade? Teoscar Hernandez for Luis Castillo. Who says no?
I think both teams might say no.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone says yes to that trade.
All right. Teoscar Hernandez one's not as crazy, but I'm still going to throw it out there. I think, given the opportunity, they will trade him.
Okay. I have a right-handed bat that I think is going to be on the move, and I've been hinting at you that my mind has changed on this in the last few days. I think that the Mets trade Francisco Alvarez for a monster haul.
Whoa.
I think that could be someone basically half the contenders in the league go for. I could see the Rays, the White Sox. I don't think it'll happen to the Yankees, but I think the Yankees will call and talk. I think that a team who's very confident, just like the Mets right now, in a second defensive first catcher who has some possible playing time availability at the DH spot, can see a possibly one of the highest upside with the biggest risk right-handed power bats available right now, and the Mets get something monstrous back.
Okay. I don't see it, but that is bold. I do think that if the Mets moved off Francisco Alvarez, it would shock me. Even though I know his name's been in rumors, I just don't think it's happening.
I think it would too, but I think that's why we're just going to be bold here, because I think the Mets, understanding these injuries over the last few years, they could be the most sour on his defensive potential of any team in the league. And I think that there is a growing chance that like a few years from now, he's just not a catcher.
Yeah, super likely.
And then you have a 5'9" right-handed DH, and it's like at some point you're like, there's a big value change from Francisco Alvarez, who can catch a bit, who had great defensive metrics as close to 2 years ago, but he's someone that like the Mets might be talking about not a hard reset, but really trying to freshen things up here. And with so many other trades they're going to make, like I could see them with the state of their system for catchers right now, just us knowing more about the Mets minor league system than other teams. Like the Rays have like 3 future 50 value catchers, like in between AA, like AAA and high A right now.
Fluelling and all those guys.
Yeah, Bodine.
Oh yeah, Caden Bodine, whatever his name is.
Bodine. Is also Tatum Gray. Is he a catcher? Is he a first baseman?
I think he's splitting right now.
He might do both. He is a first baseman. I think he maybe was a catcher, but just like I kind of super like Fluelling too. But Fluelling is just kind of doing left-handed for Francisco Alvarez 2 years from now.
Can I give you also crazy? Is there any world, because we heard the Shea Langoliers rumors, is there any world that like Mets could go prospect with Francisco Alvarez, try and sneak away a Shea Langoliers?
I think that'd be again. I don't see that one happening,
Yeah.
but like maybe
Like just because it's like the A's going controllable catching, cheaper.
Doesn't Langoliers have 2 more full years of control? That's why I never really
For
thought
sure,
his
but
name
like
coming up was like weird.
But that's exactly what the A's do. They trade all these guys right as they start to get actually into arbitration money.
That's also like where Alvarez is.
Yeah, but he's just going to make a lot less because he's worse.
Yes, very much at all.
He's not one of the 5 best catchers in baseball. I don't think it's going to happen. I just want to float the idea.
Yeah, like even like the Red Sox, like we know how much they're over-indexing for this pull side right-handed power.
Well, I got one for you. It's going to be Hunter Goodman. They're going to get him.
Really, you think that?
I think so. I also think if you're the Rockies, you got to trade him. Like this org. By the time that the org turns around, Hunter Goodman's not on this team anyway. So I feel like you should really just cash in on an organization that we know develops prospects up there with some of the best in baseball. Like the Red Sox farm system is loaded. Please, for the love of God, don't trade for any pitchers. Just go get all the bats. Be like, I'll take Justin Gonzalez. I will take this guy. I will take that guy. We'll take 3 of them. You get Hunter Goodman.
Gonzalez feels untradeable right now. He's been hitting so well.
He's so good. But like that, if I'm the Rockies, I think that's where you got to be. Is like, I actually don't want any of the pitchers. Give me the bats.
Hunter Goodman will be free for the next 2 years. And Hunter Goodman also is the type of player I would be willing to trade with team control just because the swing and miss is so crazy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have bad splits of course field, even though that's something a narrative that goes around like every time. There's a Rocky that gets moved anywhere, but he's just, you are right with how you said. Like the next good Rockies team, Hunter Goodman's not on it anyway.
There's no shot.
I still don't see them doing that. Like Moniak's the guy.
What about a Hunter Goodman Ezekiel Tovar package to the Red Sox?
That would actually be cool. Yeah. I would love Ezekiel Tovar on a different team.
And like the Red Sox would be like, here's Marcelo Meyer, here is Justin Gonzalez, here's Christian Campbell, and pick another like borderline top 100 guy. Who says no?
Campbell would be fun with another team. Campbell's actually heating up. He's someone who I don't even think it's that bold, but he's a guy that I feel like gets traded
for something big.
Yeah, and the Teoscar too. He's the Red Sox prospect to watch get traded. Pop up dude who is, I think he's got to low A.
I just don't think Franklin Arias is on the move. I feel like I don't know how you could trade him unless you're
AJ Preller.
Yeah, unless you got like C.J. Abrams.
I still wouldn't do that. And
I wouldn't do it, but yeah.
In one of the reports, I keep getting all these articles. Really keep getting confused between Passan and Rosenthal, Nightingale, everyone. But it's the fact that the Nationals are not getting the proper value back on Abrams because no one views him as a shortstop.
Good. Yeah. I mean, he's not one of my bold predictions. I do have another National League East shortstop. That's a bold prediction.
Is it Lindor?
No.
Oh, who is it?
It's your boy.
Who?
Otto Lopez.
Oh, you think that's the move?
The Marlins, I think in a market, again, talking about right-handed bats being valuable, they might be able to get an absolute fucking haul for Otto Lopez. And I think they should consider it. I think this is one of those where we like Otto Lopez as a player. I'm gonna stamp here. He's never going to have as good of a season as he's having right now again. I think it's almost impossible. Take a look at Geraldo Perdomo.
This year's Geraldo Perdomo.
Yeah, Otto Lopez has made great strides forward. He has improved so much as a player. He is a very, very good major league shortstop. I think the Marlins, knowing Peter Bendix, I think he's smart enough to understand that if the Yankees come knocking, if the Red Sox come knocking, you could really load up on some guys that actually probably help the organization more than Otto Lopez would singularly.
Totally. The Marlins are in such a weird spot compared to like every other deadline team right now too, just because
free fall.
Yeah, but they had a big comeback off of Juan Duran 1 last night. Like maybe that returned some of the vibes. I have a few more like very specific trade deadline predictions to make, but I just want to do this one now, which I thought I would close with, but I think it's funny. I think a team that sells is going to make the playoffs.
Ooh.
In one of the leagues. I think I could see the Cardinals shelling out, getting a couple pieces off them. I could see just any of these American League teams.
The Mets?
Yeah, not the Mets. Anyone besides the Mets. But between like the Cardinals, the Marlins, the Nationals, like who else we got here?
Teams that
Like,
would sell.
I don't think the Astros sell. I think the Orioles could slightly sell, and they
Padres could.
the Padres are going to sell and buy any of these American League teams. If they have a 4-game winning streak, they could double their playoff odds. Like it is so fucking bad
Tigers,
right now. Yeah, especially between like the White Sox, the Guards, the Twins. Like the White Sox and the Guards are not going to do any selling. The Twins could do like measured buying and selling. Someone who sells a veteran for a prospect or kind of makes like a weird swap, and we don't consider them buyers. Nationals too, if they like keep Foster Griffin, C.J. Abrams, like why not? They just like even if they technically just sold Curtis Mead, like one of these teams going to sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that a seller makes the playoffs. That's a fun chaos one right there.
Good bold prediction.
Good bold prediction. I'm trying to see. Do I have any others on here? I talked about Teoscar. I talked about O'Neal Cruz, Otto Lopez, Hunter Goodman, Terry Skubal.
I got 2 more.
Contenders trading with each other. No top 50 or no top 50 prospect traded. I think that's it for me.
I have 2 more. First one's not that bold. The second one is a bit bolder, but I think Dave Dombrowski's getting rid of everything that's not bolted to the ground.
Yeah, I mean that
I
one
don't
to
think
me
that's
just
bold,
feels
but
obvious. Like it's this is the Dave Dombrowski tear it down or tear down the minor leagues year in a minor league system that has nothing. When your system's so weak, it can't really get much weaker. You might as well get rid of it all and try and win a World Series.
I will argue it's been not. I mean, again, with Aiden Miller and Andrew Painter on the surface, it's been a terrible year for the Philly system. But like the way that Gage Wood has jumped, the way that their DSL team's playing right now, some of those guys.
Trade Gage Wood.
That's what I'm saying. It's perfect. Gage Wood is such a high risk guy. He's flashing like top 40 on some hipster prospect boards now.
I just made a trade in my Dynasty Fantasy Baseball League that included Gage Wood. I want to hear your opinion. Gage Wood, Brody Hopkins, and Luis Pena for Hunter Green.
Oh, easy Hunter Green.
Well, I got Hunter Green. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
That's super easy.
I was
That's
like, big names that people hear.
Yeah, right? That's a good one. But I think that even like flipping Justin Crawford right now for a better major league outfielder.
Oh,
because
interesting. Trade him to the Rays.
But I think any of these things can happen. Just every single thing will be on the table for this Phillies team. And like, I don't even think that includes Miller and Painter because of how much their value has been lost right now across the league. But they're going to find weird ways to do weird things.
I am still just going to say Alec Boehm's going to be traded to the Diamondbacks. That's just something that I've been
see that
feeling
too.
in my bones.
That could be another way that they like. I mean, Stott too. Stott has tons of value.
And
I still think
stinks.
He's great at defense and he hits enough to fake it sometimes.
Yeah, he's a platoon second baseman. Just what I love.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
Yeah, last one.
I think the Brewers are going to have a monster deadline, but it's not going to include, of course, Skubal or Miller. I think they go crazy for power bats.
So who would be some of the power bats you think they could go after?
I envision 2 guys being Isaac Paredes and Joe Adell, that the Brewers are like, it's going to be our time to see if we can kind of shed similarly for those 2 teams. I mean, the Angels, who knows what they're doing, but like if the Astros, and I hinted this before, want, again, these kind of close-ish, probably good, but back-end major league starters, even like a reflipping of Sproat, a Robert Gasser, a Luis Lara, and you could kind of figure out a way to get Isaac Paredes for this year, next year. Just get the power you so badly need on this team.
Ooh, I'm starting to connect the dots too of like paying Luis Lara now. Here's a fixed cost going into a lockout for a prospect that we like.
Getting him major league looks right now.
Yeah.
Like playing all 3 outfield spots, but definitely could be a center fielder for teams that so many of them could use a young controllable center fielder that like Luis Lara has played like 2 weeks of ball. And again, not a good sample, but he's got 300 average, 400 on base, 800 OPS.
Scrappy little ball player.
That's me. He does things well. It'll never like really translate, but there's so many teams where you can just see like a 2 to 3 win outfielder for 7 years. That's how long he's under contract for.
Is there one player to wrap this one up? I guess we'll say one guy each that nobody is talking about at all that you think could be like whoa, that guy got moved? Can't believe it.
That nobody's talking about. Is it like
kind
Louis
of my
Varland?
Okay, Louis Varland. I like that.
Is he one that's like he's so fucking good, but the Blue Jays could just be shrewd and make the move off him?
I unfortunately saw the Rosenthal article earlier today, which I'm not particularly happy about, but apparently the Orioles are fielding offers for Jackson Holiday.
I saw Ant Colton Cows. At least talking.
And I kind of like the idea of the Orioles being like
wacky,
just going crazy and like, well, we've seen what you are. It's not working here. Get a new guy in for us. I could see that.
I mean, you just brought up his name. Could Hunter Green sneakily be on the move? and just
they should
the
probably
Reds do something crazy.
Okay, now before we get going into this, the conversation here is not about what these teams should do personally. What happened?
No, I'm thinking of one now too.
Okay, but because at the end of the day, I wish that these organizations could keep these guys. But sorry for all the poor teams out there. This is how they choose to operate, which is why we're saying these things.
Like, we keep talking about Franklin Arias, like, on our minds, not getting traded, not being worth at all. I don't think Zach Neto or CJ Abrams, I wouldn't trade him for those guys. What if the Red Sox headline a package of Franklin Arias and some of their freak pitching prospects and get, like, Ellie?
He's probably not available yet, right?
I don't think so, but, like, 3 years of control, and I'll give you a top 5 prospect in baseball at that position that'll be in the major leagues next year, and 2 really good free pitchers that could be in your rotation by the middle of next year, and like Witherspoon and Ianson, Juan Valera, if we talked about in this channel.
Then why wouldn't the Dodgers just be like,
well, maybe they have. Maybe the Reds we need a shortstop.
Like, because right now for the Dodgers, it's
I took us like 27 minutes here to get now the real bowl predictions are coming out.
Tommy Edmonds playing second base, right? Like, who fucking cares? I know.
Yeah.
So like, you move Mookie back to second, you trade any prospects that the Dodgers have and be like, we'll take Ellie De La Cruz now.
But I think that what the Red Sox can offer is better.
You think so?
I think if you say, I'm going to give you Arias and Ianson and then start filling out the rest of the package after, I actually don't think the Dodgers can match that.
Oh, man. This is crazy.
That's a good.
I like that. That's kind of. It's not happening, but that's a fun bold prediction.
For sure. That's
a
crazy
like that's because that's what I'm trying to think of is like, who is going to be the name that all of a sudden with like 2 hours before the deadline happens, you get a little tweet from somebody and you're like, they're taking calls on him? Really?
Yeah.
Didn't expect that. Like, we kind of heard like the A's want to extend Mr. Kurtz, and Mr. Kurtz like, hell nah, I'm going to free agency. I'm getting paid. The A's will move off of anybody who wants to get a lot of money.
4 years of control, that'd be crazy.
It would be insane. I think that would be a catastrophic mistake.
I mean, now I'm trying to search for any other players
like
that could be that.
Nationals can't be trading James Wood, right? There's no way.
No, I hope not. Actually, I hope so as a Mets fan, but I hope not just for the sake of a front office and a fan base. Like the Giants, again, flipping Rafael Devers one more time.
Probably worth a look.
Now that he's like completely back. I mean, Devers completely back to normal now. There's no.
Yeah, of course.
There's really no fear about like an 850 OPS bat moving forward, especially in a different ballpark.
Do we get some Gunnar Henderson inklings? Some whispers about trades for him?
I can see that for sure. But also, is that like Mike Elias, who I think he just got the vote of confidence from Rubenstein.
Okay.
So maybe that's a move you make when you're more secure, when you know you're going to have 3 more years to fix your own mess.
Could be.
I mean, if anybody offers the Orioles to take Pete Alonso's contract, they do
would.
that.
I think they would, yeah.
They'd be like, oh my God.
Like, you're telling me a power-hitting first baseman didn't solve these teams' issues?
I can't believe that in the first year of his 5-year contract, he might have one of the worst years of his career. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I got.
Mason Wynn, too. That's one.
Oh, yeah. But who cares?
And Weatherhall can go play shortstop.
Mason Wynn could be a Red Sox.
Yes, but that's similar. They can get a haul for Mason Wynn. And
so
many teams are. I think they could still get absolutely a haul. He's like
Can't
the
hit
best.
For shit.
He's like the best defensive shortstop at the most premium position.
He's like one of the worst hitting shortstops.
Yeah, he's not very good there. But again, I think that teams
maybe
are always.
Fenway pull the ball in the air. Maybe Mason Wynn's who the Red Sox get at short.
The Red Sox are going to get creative, and they're going to do something we don't expect. And I think a team can still sell themselves the fact that Mason Wynn makes contact, doesn't have the worst bat speed ever.
It's fair.
Yeah, but they got pretty bold at the end there. If you guys hung around for the last 3 minutes,
I hope you did. Let us know in the comment section your guys' bold predictions, and when this does come true, hopefully it's not Ellie De La Cruz to the Dodgers. Please, God, no. But let us know if you came and saw these and you heard us. Tweet at us. Let us know what you're thinking. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiana.
I'm Draft Nick Mark. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.